All right, boys and girls, today we're going to learn the third way to read a story, and that is to retell the story. Retelling means after you've heard a story, you retell the different parts. What happened at the beginning, the middle, the end? Who are the characters? What was the setting? At the end of this story, we're going to be practicing retelling the story. Today's story that we're going to retell is another familiar story. It's called Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Listen as I read the story, and at the end, be ready to retell what happened. Here we go. Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Author Eric Litwin. Illustrator James Dean. Pete the Cat was walking down the street in his brand new white shoes. Pete loved his white shoes so much he sang this song. I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of strawberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Red. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. I love my red shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large pile of blueberries. What color did it turn his shoes? Blue. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. I love my blue shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a large puddle of mud. What color did it turn his shoes? Brown. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. I love my brown shoes. Oh no! Pete stepped in a bucket of water, and all the brown and all the blue and all the red were washed away. What color were his shoes again? White. But now they were wet. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. He kept walking along and singing his song. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. I love my wet shoes. The moral of Pete's story is, no matter what you step in, keep walking along and singing your song. Because it's all good. All right, guys, we're going to use this 5-finger retelling hand to help us retell the story, Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. On the thumb, it's asking us to retell the setting. Where was the setting of this story? Remember, the setting is where the story took place. For most of the story, it looks like Pete the Cat was outside, so that is where our setting would be. On the next finger, it has a picture of the characters. The characters, remember, are the people, animals, or creatures in the story. Who are the characters in this story? If you said Pete the Cat, you're correct. He was our only character in this story. Next, we're going to retell the beginning, middle, and end. What happened at the beginning of this book? What are some of the first things that Pete stepped in? First, he stepped in, what was it? Strawberries. That's right. And then it turned his shoes to what color? Red. Yes, you got it. What did he step in next? Blueberries. And that made his shoes turn blue. That is what happened at the beginning. Now let's go to the middle. In the middle of the story, Pete the Cat stepped in mud. And then it made his shoes turn brown. What happened next? He stepped in water. What happened to all the colors of his shoes? They all washed away. So that is what happened in the middle of the story. At the end of the story, what happened? After all the colors were washed away, what did Pete do? He sang his song, I Love My Wet Shoes, because his shoes were back to white, but not only were they white, they were also wet. But did that bother Pete? Goodness, no. He just kept on singing his song. All right. I hope you enjoyed retelling Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. Tomorrow, you're going to get to practice one of the 3 ways to read a book with your learning coach. I'll see you then. Bye.